hopefully lovely Wednesday night. I, Big Phil, that will be hosting tonight. I got a feeling that Nico and Rheem set me up because I got a feeling they knew that Manchester United Football Club were going to play some garbage today, and they said, you know what? Let me not host it. Let me pick Big Phil from Barbados to host it, right? But you know what? I can rise to the challenge. Big up to Richard that is tuning in. You're Richard. I hope you're happier than me, right? But we have Simeon, we have Nico, and we have a new guest. I did not get your name, but I want you to introduce yourself to everybody out there in all United land.
Hey, good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night, good night.
Damien is the name, but everybody's calling me Chef. Well, for
Yeah,
obvious
yeah, yeah.
reasons. So yeah,
Yeah, Chef definitely is not his first time on the show. Definitely,
yeah.
Chef was on the show before. Yeah, for sure.
Chef, after today's performances, I hope you can cook up some sort of formula for Organ and Social, right? I really hope so. But let's get down to it, man. If you're now
Let me
tuning,
start. Let me start with the appetizer now. Don't go straight to the main course at all. Oh God.
I know. If you guys are watching, please like and please subscribe to All United. So
Yeah,
let's
man.
get with the starting lineup, right? Um, what did you guys? I'll start with Simeon first. What did you think of the starting lineup, right? Because I think we made about maybe what 7 or 8 changes. Yeah,
Yeah,
11? No, 11? Nobody started from last game?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me say we made about
Yeah?
You're
no Jaden. Yeah, Jaden. Oh yeah. We made 11 changes. Yeah, because
it's
Jaden
11.
Sancho.
Yeah, Jaden came on too. Yeah, you're correct. It's 11. Was a whole new side.
Okay, well, Simeon, talk to me, man. What did you think of the starting 11 today?
I mean, it's not the. I mean, you know what it was. I mean, it's a Carabao Cup game. It's going to be guys who didn't play on the weekend. Guys who you look at West Ham. They played their a rotated squad. We are going to rotate too. So you figure, okay, well, our rotated squad is going to be I mean, you see Mata in there. You see Martial. I mean, but you do expect your first team, but it's still a group of guys who get paid, more, 3 times, more than your team gets paid. Mata's in there, he gets paid. Henderson's in there, in his team. Then last Swedish captain, we had, you can say what you want about a team, but it's twice as strong as any other team you can put out there. Dalot, good to see Van der Beek. You want to see Van der Beek out there getting some time in. So I wasn't really worried about the squad. We had guys on the bench too that could come in case things weren't going well. So the squad for me wasn't an issue because the other team would be in a similar position or lesser position where it should be, similar or lesser position given that they rotated too. So I don't have too much qualms for the squad. Mata is up there in age, but um, he still has to touch. He can't run around like he used to. But Sancho, $80 million player. Sancho, we just pay what money for him. So you put that on the field, you shouldn't have to worry about anything. But I mean, you
No,
go out there without a plan.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I could come to Chef next. I can save Nico for last. But Chef, I am seeing the likes of Free Donny over the last probably 2 3 weeks, right?
Right.
And Donny Van de Beek finally gets his start today. Now, in my opinion, Chef, right? The guys who started today, they were there for 2 reasons. One, to get a run out and to start in the first 11. And two, to impress the manager and to say, hey, I'm available to be starting in the first 11 in the Premier
Yeah.
League. I'm better than the Carabao Cup. What were your
Agree.
thoughts on the first 11, Chef?
When I saw the starting lineup, I didn't have a problem with the starting lineup. I was like, you know what? We have a deep squad. I like we were able to make all these changes, but still put out a pretty more than decent, in my opinion, at least I thought, more than decent squad. As you said, men who are on the fringes were getting a chance to start and show the manager, hey, look, I here. So when I saw this squad, I was pleased to see Henderson on the team. It's good to see him back. So yeah, I honestly, when I saw this squad, I really was hoping that, yeah, these men supposed to be able to beat um West Ham. Especially West Ham was missing a couple of players, namely Antonio
And Declan Rice as well too.
and Declan Rice as well. Yeah,
Anchor Zuma.
yep,
And
Yeah.
Fabianski.
The list, chef. The list goes on. I won't come to Nico. Nico, is there anybody in the starting 11 that you would have not chosen for today's game? Because I haven't gotten to the performances as yet. 'Cause I got a lot to say. But anyway, I just want to know from you, Nico, is there anyone in that starting 11 you were happy about or you were not sure about per se?
No similar as Chef, you know. I think we have a deep squad. I think we have quality all over the pitch. I was kind of surprised that the Hendersons would have started because I know last review we spoke about Tom Heaton would have been getting the start. So to see Henderson in the team, that was a bit of a surprise. But again, still, you know, we're playing at home, 70,000 plus fans, you know, at Old Trafford. You think that any squad we put out there with that type of energy, you know, would have gotten the job done. You know, and if you looked across the entire pitch, to me, we had quality. I guess in terms of
yeah,
name, you know, in terms of name, I think across the team we had quality. But my eye was particularly on the performance of Van der Beek and as Joshua
yep,
saying here, Martial. You know, because Martial haven't been playing. Um, some people would have been asking, you know, maybe he needed some more game time, needed some more minutes. Rheem definitely maybe one, you know.
yeah,
Um, so for me, the camera was on, and then also Dalo. You know, my eyes was also on Dalo, knowing that he would be the player taking this spot in the Champions League coming next
for
week.
one,
So
yep,
yes, exactly. So that was the three players I had an eye on today: Van der Beek, Martial, and also Dalo. I think the others, in terms of even Sancho in the team, we know that Sancho would take a bit of time. I know it, and then too, I was thinking the Carabao Cup, you expected him to see more because West Ham with a heavily rotated squad. You know, I think I was thinking his confidence would have been a bit high, you know, to impress, you know. But still, I haven't placed any pressure on him as yet. You know, I think it's too early to
yeah,
put that pressure on him.
same here.
But but the other three, I definitely had my eyes on.
Yeah,
I
I would say that for me too. Yes, those three,
Mm,
as well as Jaden, based on the amount of hype he came with. No, and as you rightfully say, we given him time to settle in and stuff. I am not gonna say, I am not lying to tell you all. I was not a fan of that buy at all. I just find there were better players at that position to spend. But okay, all well and good. We buy him. So I'm not one of those that's come down on a player one time. I always give a player at least the first season to settle in before I really start going harder.
True. One thing that Nico touched on is these guys were playing one at home and two in front of 70 plus thousand fans.
77,000 fans.
That
I
would
thought it was
that
72.
that and
Yeah.
so yeah, I saw on the United app it was about 72,000, right? But
Yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to make is that
Yep.
you had a chance to impress your home crowd. You had a chance
Yep.
to impress your manager. So that was the first thing that came to me when I saw
Yep.
that lineup, right? Um, we started off a bit shaky. I think West Ham had the
A
better
bit,
chances.
a
I,
We
I,
didn't
I,
start off
I mean,
shaky. Shaky
as
putting it
host
light.
as host tonight, I'm being a little bit lean. As host, that's all.
right.
Because if I was on the other end, if Rheem was hosting or if Nico was
Mm,
hosting, I would have said something, but I said, you know what? I am host tonight. I can be a little bit lenient, right? So we started off a bit shaky, right? Um, I was impressed with Donny van de Beek and
Yep.
Nemanja Matic, right? Now, once again, we concede. West Ham United score through Lanzini, and then it's like, okay, it's going to have to be the comeback kings again, right? And the comeback kings never came back, right? Now I can leave. I gonna leave this open to any of you guys, right?
Mhm.
Be straight up with me. How was the performance tonight? Be straight up with me. This there's an open floor now. How was the performance tonight? Open floor.
I'll let men go before I start. Go ahead.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, let me go. All right, you
All right, go.
go see me. Go. Yeah.
I mean, you talk about, setting the bar, or raising the bar, but we just lowering the bar every single week. It seems like it's like we lose to our young boys here. They come back and lose at home to a rotated West Ham, you know, uh, and it just seems like every week, we find new excuses for this team, and it's like when will the when I mean when is someone on the team gonna, I don't see Ali saying anything. Like, I come out and get something, it's like, when is someone going to be like, you know what, this is Manchester United football. We don't do this. I don't care if it's the Carabao Cup, but we can't. It's not like we win any trophies in the last 3 years. We can't be like, oh, it's a small cup. We ain't worry about bigger thing. It's like we didn't win anything in a while.
Yep.
We need to practice winning before we can win the big stuff. I mean, we can't win the small stuff, we can win the big stuff. So it's like, and it's a lot of the same issues that we had last year, like starting off slow. Many times we started off slow last year and I come back. When you in front of your home crowd with that much people in the stands, are you trying to impress your manager? How you come out slow and start slow and lose? I I don't get it. I mean, this is
I
not acceptable. Go ahead, go ahead.
I
Come through,
yes,
Chef. Come through.
you hit the nail on the head. I am trying to get somebody to explain to me why it is that every single game we have to start off so slow. We take you the same. Okay, you're away from home. It takes a little longer probably to get settled. But as we keep on hitting the nail on the head, you're playing in front of your home crowd. Listen, Old Trafford loud.
It
That's
was
supposed to
loud.
have.
It was loud.
It was loud. I'm not lying to tell you. Since Ronaldo come back, I swear, like Old Trafford just gone back to the 90s, how we are accustomed to hearing Old Trafford. Old
Right,
Trafford full.
Davian.
I was listening to today, and you know what was shocking me? That I was saying, wow, this is a League Cup game on Old Trafford, so loud,
Exactly.
boy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just couldn't understand why these men taking so
Chef, chef, chef,
long to
chef.
settle.
The more you talk, the more disappointed you making me. The
No,
more disappointed you making
I
me.
just I just want somebody explain that to me. And if you watch all the press conference, Ole never really addresses that why we start so slow every single game. And the thing is, my thing is, we always like to push the blame onto the coach, right?
Yeah.
But these are players making millions of dollars. Who somebody had to tell you all to start playing with energy, to start off playing like you come
Chef,
to win this game.
chef, how do you start off so slow playing in front of your home crowd?
Come on. You look
No.
into we know about Manchester looking to jump down opposition throat from whistle.
Come true,
This is
Nico. Come
just
Chef,
true, Nico.
chef. Let me think about it. Right.
right.
If Marcelo Bielsa, right, was the coach of Manchester United, who is
Yeah.
the Leeds manager,
Yep.
do you think that we will ever start so slow?
Never.
Never. So just
The
Never.
Viagra pill kicking in 2 minutes.
Never.
exactly. So that is why I say no. I know you talk about the
Never.
coach, but maybe it had to come down to the coach. But because if some of these
We
players
had
was
to
playing
start looking
under
at him now.
Marcelo Bielsa, I could bet you all the money I have, which is not much, right? But that team would have never started so slow. That team, the
No.
energy in that team and the intensity of that team would never be the intensity of what it is. Because how it is that West Ham could make 10 changes to their team. So the quality at their players alone, and well, I mean, if you think about the quality of our players who was on the bench, and the quality of West Ham players would have been somewhere here who was on the bench, right?
Yeah.
And like 10 changes they made from the last game. So then the
Let me
quality
let me
got
ask you a
even
question,
further.
Nico. Let me ask you a question because you're touching on some really good points there. Is there a major difference in quality between our first team and the team today? Is there a major difference, or there is like a slight difference?
I think it's a major difference.
No, there's a major difference.
No, and let me tell you why it's a major difference. It's a major difference because of individual quality. You know?
Yeah.
I think in terms of individual quality, pound for pound, if you play Pogba maybe with Van Dijk, you know, or Ronaldo for Martial, you know, I think in terms of that, I think individually, I think there's a gulf in quality. But still,
But
the
that
quality that we had
exactly.
today, the quality that we had today in comparison to the
Should have
quality
done better.
that West Ham had today,
Should have
which
done
is
better.
players, and we talking about West Ham. West
Yep.
Ham players are like West Ham's second team,
Yep.
and West Ham's
That-
second team played better
Run
than
us.
us. How it is
What?
that West
Let-
Ham's
let-
second
let-
team
let's
could
be real
play
here,
better
right?
than us?
we could say that there is a gulf between our first team and the team that played today. But here's this. With the exception of really Mata, every one of them other fellas and them pushing to make that first team, you know.
Yeah.
All of them pushing to make first team. So you expect that, but these men going to stand up and play. I'm not lying to tell all you. Men that tell me I'm a hater. I's what? But you see Anthony Martial.
Wait.
Now, you know what?
All right. We can get to individual.
Easy,
We can get to
easy.
individual players in the meantime. But I want to go through some of the comments. So let's bring up the first comment. If you're now tuning into All In All United, please like this video, please share this video, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right? I'm seeing this comment here from David Curtin. Agreed. We need to stop with this slow start aspect of our game because we always concede too early. And
Always.
Exactly.
David,
And after we concede is when we start to play. After we concede, that is when we start to play with some kind of energy, some kind of drive,
With
some kind of
yeah.
you know.
And
Not
listen to something. I don't know if you all noticed this. You all realize there were certain periods of the game today where the energy started to drop, and it was Lingard who realized, but this energy drop, and he started to run to take the ball to start driving again because like men that start to give up. You saw the
Simeon.
difference, and that
Simeon,
says a lot
Simeon, I want to
about
ask you a question.
mentality.
Simeon, I want to ask you a question. Were there any leaders today on this pitch in this 90 minutes? Any leaders?
I mean, I can't see like I saw anyone. I mean, yeah, guys trying to make plays, but as far as guys, I mean, not until so you see guys yelling at each other, but you don't see guys really like pulling it together. Like you don't see, and at this point, I mean, I don't see any leaders on the pitch, and I want to see more leader on the sidelines than on the pitch. I want to see my coach on the sidelines.
But here's the thing, Simeon. Great leaders on the pitch. When they concede, the first thing they do, they start to clap and try to raise the team, right? I didn't see any of that today, Simeon. I'm sorry.
Today, I mean, it's been a while since I see that on this team.
All right.
I saw that with Ronaldo last game.
You don't see Pogba doing it at times.
Yeah, I saw with Ronaldo last game. When we went
You
behind,
saw Ronaldo
equalized.
doing it every game since he come.
Yes. You say, hey,
Every
I
game.
hear. He say, I hear, relax. I hear, I'm here, relax. And you saw that, and I think that is leadership, and that is where you get
Well,
that calmness from the players going forward.
He at home watching TV like this now. He watching the game like this. That's like we watching the game one like.
He probably watching this podcast.
Dude.
Yeah.
I could go through some of the comments that I'm seeing here on the side from the beginning. David Sharrington is saying good night, lads. He's also saying Martial out with a no entry sign and a baseball cap. Joshua Joshua Dominic is saying Martial is done, lazy with a thumbs down. Then Zizu Rheem on the YouTube side is saying all you leave Martial alone. Oh, okay. Davion is saying Ole in, and then David Curtin is saying
Sarcasm, definitely.
I know. I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be. We played well, and I think we actually controlled the flow of the play for most of the game. Another guy, Davion, is saying, give Ole, aka the new Fergie, a new contract. Right?
Well, that's the
They just did.
No,
They
I will
just
say
did.
this, sir. To be honest, in my opinion, we did not play bad today.
I think
I don't.
individually we had decent games individually.
Yeah,
But as
yeah.
a team, I don't think we played well as a team.
As a 11, no, we
Exactly.
missed.
Exactly.
There were just spot men. There was a couple of men on the line. I tell you, we. I was super happy. I wish he did score, but Van der Beek had a decent game.
He had a master class today.
He
Today
had a
was
decent. He
this is the
and
best
Matic.
I saw Van der Beek played for Manchester United today.
Listen to me. I just wish we had Matic 5 years ago at early
That's
30s
right.
Matic.
Yeah, I agree.
He
I
and
agree.
Matic had them fellas. They deserved the minutes today. Them fellas
I agree.
work.
Yeah. You saw a
Them
midfield
fellas
today. Let me
work.
say, you saw a midfield today. Like against West Ham on the weekend, we had no midfield.
Yeah.
Today, you saw a
You
midfield,
saw.
But why
You saw.
why
Yeah.
why why
You're
why
correct. You're
why, why
correct.
can't we break why guys could we today not break down West Ham United second team at home to 70,000 people? Why?
I couldn't. Today. Today was. I had to say this, boy. Our men who start up front. There were opportunities. You're begging men to take any ball and go a little more direct. Take on players. You're supposed to be skillful players, and you pass back the ball, and you're starting over the play, and the play had to go back. One of the things I detest, and I see it a lot in our football, is the fact that our centre backs are the ones who have to be bringing up the ball. So you're basically taking a whole part of the pitch out for the attackers now when they get the ball. Some of them, they're clueless. Anthony Martial, I don't know, boy. Hey. He and Sancho, again, I said, I'm not going to come down on Sancho. Sancho no reach. But Sancho need to show us a little something.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Sancho, I realize, you know what? This isn't Bundesliga anymore, right? You actually have to be a bit more physical in
Yeah.
this, right? Because Bundesliga was a lot of like show pony games and what's not, right? But in the EPL, there are actually more than 10 teams that will actually they're not frightened to kick you. Okay,
Nope.
you cost 70 mil. I may cost 1 or 2 mil, but I know you're still a human being like me, and I'm going to kick you, and I'm going to
There's,
rough you. I'm going to rough you.
there's in the EPL, and that's what makes the EPL the best league. There's no fear factor. On any given day, anybody could beat anybody in the EPL.
And I
So
mean,
don't feel you're coming and go and try to do what you want because you have big money. But our big money players, I want to say something, but it hurts me to say that. And I'm going to say it anyhow. I was watching the City game before us. City
mhm.
went one. Hear the joke now. City went down 1-0. And in my mind, I was like, Jesus Christ, City going to crong this team. You see what was the final score, right? City put 6 on them
6. Yeah.
after conceding first.
Domino score, yeah.
After conceding first, and City brought in a lot. Today a lot of players who haven't played for the season played today, and they beat them bad. Men had to show up, man. Come on.
I want to touch on a point that I made earlier, right? About 7 or 8 of these guys they had the chance today to knock on the door and say, "Oh, they're gonna Solskjaer,
Yep.
play me. Don't play player one, player two, player three. Play me." Right? And maybe about two players, in my opinion, could probably walk into the first 11. In my opinion, I don't know if you guys agree. It could be Diego Dallo,
Yeah.
Donny van der Beek, and maybe Eric Bailly. And
But he
that's
had
it.
an excellent game also.
But
But
he had a
Dave,
good game. But he
Dave
had a good
Daniel, I
game.
got your point. Eh? Dave Daniel, comment before that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
that
Simeon.
Yeah.
Simeon,
even
come through, Simeon, come through.
Nah, man, I was talking about like I don't see. I don't know what Van der Beek have to do to get time. I mean, Van der Beek,
yeah.
he said, I'm no Carabao player. The man in get sweat. Carabao Cup, the man play well.
Yeah.
I still don't see Ole put him on a field. I mean,
Nope.
I think
He
with
going right back. He going right back on the bench come
right
weekend.
back on the bench, that man look sad on the bench, boy. That man look real sad on the bench this weekend, man. I was like, man, he go, he do all he could to impress,
Yeah.
and we lose. And the thing is, the issue I have today is we always me and Kareem, I always tell Kareem that we need better midfielders. Today our midfielders played well,
Yeah.
and yet we still Kareem was always say structure. We have no structure. We can't break down a second. I'm like, well, we need better midfielders. We had that today,
Our
and we
midfield
couldn't find
play
a.
today.
Yeah, we played well today, and it's like now
Our
I'm looking at
midfield
like
play.
we can't break down why is there no touch and move. I was watching some Chelsea highlights because I see that they went to penalties, and I was like,
They went to
well,
penalty.
how they play, but they played well. If you watch them play,
No, they played well.
they played well. So it's like
They played well. They really did.
so you see what they're doing. You see the
Yeah.
standard they set. If they lose, the coach will say, okay, well, we played well, we lose, we did you did what I wanted to do. You passed and moved all game, and we lost. With us, it's like I don't know what the plan is. We
You're saying when you watch like a Chelsea or City, you see some sort of style of play or some sort of
You
like
see structure.
philosophy.
You see a plan. You see
Yeah.
a plan.
see a plan. Every attack, you see the ball
see
cycle
a
back
plan.
and forth, a cross come in, or either you see
Yeah.
a structure there. And with us, it's like we want Marshall to do X, Y, Z, but
Yeah.
Sancho
It's
don't know
like-
what he's doing half the time. I mean, I'm mad at Sancho. Sancho doesn't look good. I wonder why I wonder why we spent $80 million on Sancho, and he can't do anything. But maybe I don't know if
Today we lost the game.
I give it Sancho some time, Simeon. I'll give it some time.
Yeah. We lost the game today in the final final attacking turn. That's where we lost the game today. Defensively, and I was glad to say this. The Swede had a good game also. Lindelof and them
Right.
fellas and them push. Dallo and Tellers was giving us some nice crosses. And I saying to myself, look at the difference in class up front there. There were crosses that are telling you today, if Cavani or Ronaldo was on that pitch, is goal. Sure.
I gotta read this comment here, Chef, from Kriston. Sancho ain't looking like the Dortmund Sancho at all. If he keeps up with these performances, he's going to be flop of the season. I think his problem is that he trained too much. He have pace to just cut and run past men, but he want to drag ball through men leg and thing. This is not Bundesliga, men. Don't get beat like so easy here in England. He gave away the ball too much. Okay.
He's not
Chef,
confidence.
Chef, you are putting too much of a happy mood in this podcast. I'm about to put a downer, okay? Everybody's talking about Jadon Sancho needs time. But you know one guy who does not need time? Anthony Martial. 50 million down the drain.
Listen to me.
I wouldn't say 50 million
down the drain. Tony scores
I wouldn't say
again.
50 million. No.
Nico does the song. Tony Martial came from France. The English press had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial scores again.
Yep.
That's the song, Nico. I just repeated.
The last time I was here, and I jump on Marshall throat. Men wanted
I
to kill me.
remember.
Oh
I
God, chef.
remember.
Oh God, chef, you had to give the man a chance.
Yeah.
I am sorry. Anthony Marshall need to go and play for Caledonia AIA or one of these teams and them. This man
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
dog
Mm.
crap boy. The man like he doesn't have a clue.
Hey.
And you know
Guys,
what the
listen,
hurtful thing?
guys,
You know what the hurtful thing? We
we're on the
know
30-minute mark. We're on the 30-minute mark.
We know what Marshall could do, you know.
Yeah.
We know if Marshall want to play. But this and our men was saying, Chef, you can't be so everybody personality different. I said that I not trying for the man to be loud and to be like a leader like other players. I just want you to do your work properly. And you can't tell me you're doing your work properly. Um, you see when Rashford come off injury, Rashford is walking back into that side in front of Martial. Guaranteed.
Of course. Even Sancho.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh God,
Um.
even
Come,
they're
come
not
through,
keeping
Simeon, come
they're
through.
not keeping Rashford out of that squad. And then that is when you will start to see because apparently Manchester United is the only team have
Rheem, I can't
players.
help you. Rheem, I can't help.
I can't, I can't, we can't help you tonight, Rheem. I'm sorry, you're by
nah,
yourself.
Nah,
nah.
you ever realize anytime men get benched in Manchester United, you just hear grumbles. Any other team in the EPL, don't care who you is, you get bench, you hush and take your bench.
Yeah.
Martial, he is going to be eating bench.
No, I mean,
I can
the thing
remember
about
as
Marshall,
chef. Yeah, as chef
that
on that point. If you looked at City, when City bought Mahrez, right? Mahrez didn't see that team for almost 2 seasons, and he didn't hear
Oh,
nobody clamoring for Mahrez. Bernardo Silva last season, he had a hell of a season the season before. Last
oh,
season he couldn't come off the bench, right? Even this Gundogan, who is in almost
yep,
excellent
the best
form,
player last season.
Gundogan couldn't come off the bench. Man, like Rodri struggle,
Yep,
and nobody say anything about that.
Bernardo Silva was on the bench.
Bernardo Silva.
Yes, yeah,
You'll remember there was a game, Ferran Torres scored a hat trick, and the game after he benched.
yeah.
And you don't hear one thing. So that is annoy me when I hear Manchester United fans talking this thing about, boy, you're benching him, man. Dan is a team. It have rotation. I do not care if you bench. And let me use Mahrez as a point. You will bench Mahrez for 10 games straight. And on the 11th game he get to play, that man will be spitting fire.
And then the next game on the bench
Come true,
Yeah.
for
Simeon.
next 10 game.
Simeon,
I mean,
I want to get your
let
opinion
me
on
let
something
me
because
let
Tony Martial was supposed to be one of these guys today that is supposed to be knocking on the door saying, you know what, I want to
Yeah.
be part of that first team. Simeon, talk to me.
let me
Yeah.
let me say something. The thing about Marshall is not going to save himself. He's not gonna grab the game by the horn and be like, pick me. He's gonna take the ball and run down, and score, a worldie. Marshall's a guy that needs to have the ball played to his feet, to the side when the penalty box. He needs guys to
But
come.
Simeon, the
He
guy
had
got
that
the
chance
ball
today.
played. Simeon, the guy got the ball played to his feet today about
20 times today.
7 times and lost it. Simeon, what are
20
you
times
telling me?
today.
What
Simeon, what
about
are
the
you
chance?
telling me?
Yeah.
I
What
know
about the chance he get when he try to score it? You don't know what he
I
try
know
to
that
do
is your
underneath
player.
it.
I know that you're a player, but today, nah. You can't defend that
Yeah.
today.
Nah.
I
Because you said
gotta
that,
let Simeon talk. I gotta let Simeon talk. I gotta let Simeon talk.
like I said, but the thing about Marshall is, if he can bring himself out of this, he's gonna be done. I like
Yeah,
Marshall though. The man, you see what he could do. We all
of
saw 2 years
course.
ago the goals he scored. But he has to change the way he has to change something. It's not about Ali or the team anymore. He has to change
No,
something about his game if he wants to play first team for United because he needs to be, he needs to add more to his game. He needs to be more positive. I know that's the way he is. That's fine. But the way you are right now, Marshall, it's not going to get you back in the team. I don't care how good you are. The things you need to be great, you're not going to get. You have to add
yeah,
something to yourself to play. So that's all I got to say about Marshall right now.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Agreed.
The next thing for me is again you might see Martial, right, go to another team and perform. right? Because let me say some of these same players on our team, right? If these players were to play for, let me say, West Ham, maybe they might look better. Because
Listen,
to me, Pong for Pong, our players are better. However, when they're playing for another team, you see how they're looking.
Yeah.
So then again, you have to question: is it that the system just not suiting the player? You know, because as similar as you would have said, watch Lingard, and watch Lingard performances for West Ham last season, and watch it even for us today,
But
right?
Lingard
Because
doesn't
if
play.
if Lingard played for West Ham today against us, let me
Oh,
say
did
that
I get about
that
10?
transfer. Let me say that transfer happened where he went to West Ham in the summer,
And run
and
at
he
that
came
Manchester.
and he came. Yeah, what I telling you, it would have been a different Lingard that we saw today.
Yeah.
So definitely, it has to be something where there's no system, it's too much freestyle football. Because even today, you saw it. Van de Beek had an excellent game, but he was. Well, I mean, he isolated more or less. It's not
Yeah.
like a team. Where the team
Yeah.
play well, but if you watch the team, because all right, Van der Beek play well, Matic was okay, Bailly was okay, right? But did all this accumulate into a good performance, a good team performance? No. And to me,
No.
that's the problem because
That's
if you
not
look at the
so.
West Ham team, if you look at the West Ham team today, you can't say nobody stand out. Who you could
correct.
see
It was a team effort.
because it was a
It was a
team
team
effort,
effort.
and that is exactly
So
what we are
so
lacking. We
Nico, you're saying that we rely too much on individual performances.
exactly,
That's it.
exactly.
That's exactly it. So a commentator made something today. I swear, if my TV wasn't so big and expensive, I pelted it out the window. When the commentator said, Craig Dawson looked like a world beater. I wanted to curse when this man said this, Craig Dawson, How old is this man?
Yeah,
And we have attackers who can't get around him. And let me
yeah,
tell you something, really and truly, the man play a big game today.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
know
That
why?
boss game.
Because our
Diop had a good
attackers
game as well
make
too.
him play a big game.
Yeah,
Let me read this comment.
Craig
Let me read this
Dawson.
comment. Our friend Aaron Lewis. Good night, fellas. Didn't watch the game because of work, but from what I heard, Mata was very poor. Yes, he was very poor as well, and it felt like we were playing with 10 men. Yes, Mata
I
was
I,
poor.
will- I definitely wouldn't put that on Mata. I think Mata was
Nah,
okay. I think Mata was
Nah,
Mata was
okay
Nico,
because
okay.
Nico, Nico. Mata is not strong, and the West Ham players were very physical with Juan Mata today, and he lost the ball a lot. Juan Mata was playing for fouls, and he did not get them. The West Ham players were actually very physical with him,
They,
and
they were they were they were very physical with him.
there was an
But
incident where and let me read this comment from Jody. Blessed night, everyone. From today's game, I can see Lingard, Donny van der Beek, Matic, and Dallo can come into the first team as subs. True. Salt for everyone. There was a penalty call, guys. There was a penalty call that Mark Noble
yeah,
made against Lingard by pulling his shirt.
yes,
What do we have to do? Do our players have to get their legs broken for a penalty to be given to
yeah,
us?
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Because here's what a Manchester United fan watch me in my face and tell me weekend that Ronaldo not going to get those calls because he has a reputation. You see, that is
yeah,
nonsense. A foul is a foul is a foul.
It's
Don't tell
true.
me nothing about the man have a reputation. If you foul him, give us the call. And we had to get kicked down together. We are not good. We are the EPL come out say, you know what? Manchester get too much calls last year. They're
Last
not
year.
getting them calls.
yeah.
But
They're
but
not
but
gonna
but
give us.
chef, you heard what you said? A foul is a foul. I don't
Yeah,
care. A foul is a
yeah.
foul. Chef, the guy's shirt was blatantly pulled. It wasn't like
Was
a little that. It was the guy's. It was pulled, chef. It was pulled.
Yeah, it was so the EPL decide that apparently we going back to the 80s football, where the
Yes.
football rough and you're
Yeah.
not protecting players and that. You see that? You know when that going to stop? When somebody get a bad injury. Because I hate, of course, you don't want sore football, but you have to call fouls.
You
They're
gotta be
just
reasonable.
something that have to call.
You gotta be reasonable.
Come now, man.
It's true. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? The result is West Ham 1, United 0, and I saw who West Ham drew today, and it was Manchester City. So, I mean, the only
But
other positive I
West
can
Ham,
see is that we
West Ham gonna
avoided
get about
City.
5.
Yeah, that's the only other positive I can see. Mata was what you come to expect from Mata. Well, Mata's a slow player, right? Mata's very slow, but he's a very technical player as well too,
He
right?
is.
So at the end of the day, Mata at that number 10 position, I was like, okay, cool, but it didn't work out. Jody saying penalties don't go our way since Klopp and others complain about the amount. Jody, when Liverpool won the league, they were known as Liverpool. You know how many
Yeah.
penalties?
VAR.
You know how many penalties Liverpool got
Listen,
when they won the league? Holy
if
shit!
it's one person, I don't ever want to hear comment about him because he very black jacket, white jacket is club.
It's a Jurgen
When things
Klopp.
going his way,
Yeah.
he does talk one way. When things not going his way, he does talk another way. So he wastes our time.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I was disappointed, but then like you know what? I saw most people saying like it's only the Carabao Cup, right? But
Yeah, nonsense.
I want to allude to something. I guess you guys and I think Simeon said it as well too, right? Before we start to win the bigger trophies,
Yep.
right? Before you can run, you gotta walk. Before you gotta walk, you gotta crawl, right? We have not won the EPL since what 2013, right? But
Yeah.
haven't won a trophy since the Europa League in 2016.
2017.
Exactly.
Carabao.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean a lot of United fans are saying, yeah, it's only the Carabao Cup, right? But I would rather lift
It have
that.
United fans still saying that?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You will be very surprised, right? But I would rather lift that EFL or Carabao Cup trophy and instill some sort of winning mentality into the team,
Yep.
right? Because at the end of the day, the likes of Bruno has never won a trophy at United. CR7 coming back, obviously hasn't won a trophy because he just came. Harry Maguire has never won a trophy. And there are about 3 or 4 other players that are coming into the team that are part of the first team that have never won a trophy with Manchester United. So what better way than to instill a winning mentality into that team by not only just signing Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho, but also winning a trophy as well, too, right?
Yeah.
So guys, where do we go from here? Honestly,
Let me ask you all something.
yeah.
Do you all think Ole could go through this season not winning a trophy and still have a job?
I am going to say yes.
I think. Go ahead when you finish.
Depending on the scenario, right now, I got put this towards you, Chef. What if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes second in the league, but he lost by let's say 1 point or goal difference, and he also made it to a Champions League final and he lost? Would that be a successful season for Manchester United, or would that be a failure?
Failure. And here's
Really?
why I would say that is a failure, right?
Okay.
I do not want to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer make a next finals and lose. How much
Okay.
he lost so far? Is
21 final?
about 5?
One final.
but 4
Rather-
semifinals.
semi-finals.
How much we lose in semifinals? It's a few.
4.
Well,
4, yeah.
4.
right, and 1 final, and a
Yeah.
final that we should have win by a mile. So I am not accepting him making another final and we not winning. That is
If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the PE teacher, gets to a Champions League final before the likes of PSG and Bayern Munich, but he loses, is that something you'll be totally devastated or disappointed about, Chef? Seriously.
to reach Champions League finals and lose. Then I
It-
will be
it is happening.
I will
It
be
is
so sour. I feel I will be more sour
But
losing in a final.
will you be mad at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, though? That's the thing. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still have your blessing for next year, though?
No,
Really?
nope. Listen, I have
I want
been.
to hear. I want.
I
I
have
want to hear
been.
people. I want to hear people in the comments. What do people in the comments minimum want from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Minimum. Anybody who is watching this
Let me hear
World Cup
Davian
on this
saying.
hour right now, please leave in the comments. What do you guys expect minimum from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? David is saying a coach don't have a winning mentality for God's sake. He went defensive against young boys. He don't have a winning mentality. How y'all expect these players to? That's just one game, right? I want to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to perform versus Atalanta and also Villarreal, home and away. I'm looking forward to those games as well too, right? So David is saying Ole
I
have to.
personally find we have reached our ceiling with Ole. Ole
I
came
feel it
into
so.
the team. Ole came into the club at a right time
Mm.
that we were all over the place. He galvanized men. He gave certain men confidence.
Stabilize the
He
team.
stabilized. But I personally find he can't go further than that. He can't bring us trophies. I'm sorry.
Well,
Let me hear Simeon.
I want to
look,
send
look,
me
I mean,
off it.
look at it this way. Like things always change. Like look at but LA, like today it dropped 20 degrees here. I gotta wear my jacket. I gotta zip up. LA never. He doesn't change at all. I don't
No,
see no improvement. Nothing. It's like we expect more from this team, but nothing changes.
So
We get for we
the
get
vendor is saying an FA Cup or EPL is minimum. Okay.
no. Let me tell you something. You know what was minimum? What? I didn't even answer that. You know what is my minimum for Ole? Ole has to win the league. This is my minimum.
So David
Win the
saying,
league
yeah, okay.
and go deep into Champions League. That is my minimum. Anything
Oh,
else
Um,
outside of that is failure.
yeah, for me,
That
that'd
is
be
Manchester United, We're not
yeah,
West Brom.
or we just lost the young boys.
Yeah,
yeah.
thank
So
you.
let me play a little devil's advocate, right? Yes, we are. Let me see. Hammond is saying at the very least, one trophy this season. Let me play a little devil's advocate. We are Manchester United Football Club, yes, but there's no Sir Alex Ferguson. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just remember that, okay? Just remember that, okay?
Agreed.
Try not to. Try not to.
Yeah, no,
Right
no,
there.
but to be honest, right? But to be honest, the only how we could accept Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for another season is if we start to see something resembling a style of play.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
cannot continue to see the team freestyling
Look
through
at Jody's
games,
comment. Look at Jody's comment. Look
right?
at leave
Right?
Jody's comment on the screen. Minimum from
Minimum
Ole,
from
second in the
yeah.
league by 1 point. UCL finals and maybe an FA Cup trophy. Would you accept that, Chef? Would you accept that?
No, and
I'll
again,
accept that. I'll accept that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but
Here's what.
again,
No, listen. I
we can't
I
freestyle
wanna
it.
say
We
something.
can't freestyle and reach there, and it's acceptable.
Correct.
We can't
And I would
freestyle
say
and
this.
reach there because
I
Ronaldo scored
accepted that.
42 goals, right? Ronaldo scored 42 goals, and we reach there off of that with freestyling through games without a plan, and we have Fred all
The,
over the place headless, getting
the
Ronaldo the
one
ball and
thing,
he's scoring, and then we
the
saying
one thing, the
that is
one thing I
acceptable.
would
That
say
could not be acceptable.
Ole learned so far this season. He learned to make subs early.
Simeon,
There
He
you
learned,
go.
I
he
want
learned
to
to
come to
make
you.
subs early.
Simeon, what is the bare minimum that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to do to be considered successful and maybe have your blessing for another year? What's the bare minimum?
Bare minimum. I mean, it's hard to say because the way changed a style. First thing. I mean, you talk about trophies. Like I don't see him getting top two. We talk about second place. I don't see him getting top two going through the season if he continues with
I
the
asking
structure.
you, Simeon, what is the bare
Bare
minimum?
minimum.
Bare minimum.
A trophy. Give me FA trophy. Give me
So
semis
you'll accept the FA Cup then.
and the semifinals,
Semifinals of
Champions
Champions
League,
League. Okay.
semi semi Champions League. That's doable.
Okay. Welcome, Rheem. Welcome. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks, guys.
But
What's
but,
up?
but check this out. Missing one more thing.
Yeah.
We get Varane, one of the best defenders in Europe.
Yep.
All in change. Get Ronaldo, one of the best strikers in ever. He all in change. Van der Beek come, he's supposed to be a good midfielder on the bench. Nothing changed. Why we think are we going to change now? What
I just playing
why?
devil's advocate. I just playing devil's advocate. That's all.
Yeah.
But no. I will be realistic with you, right? You can tell. I'm gonna call some managers. You can tell um, Ten Hag. You can tell Bielsa. You can tell Pep Guardiola. You can also tell Jurgen Klopp. You can tell that those guys have instilled some sort of philosophy and some
Yeah.
sort of style and infrastructure and play into their teams. Whether
Yeah.
it's Klopp at Dortmund or Klopp at Liverpool, whether it's Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, Man City, or Bayern Munich, whether it was Bielsa with Leeds or Bielsa with the Argentine national team, you can tell that those guys have instilled some sort of formula.
Yeah.
Play it this way for plan A. If plan A
Yeah.
does not work, let's go to plan A.2 before we go to plan B, right?
Yeah.
I'm still all in, but I honestly do not see any sort of philosophy being implemented into this team. And now my fear, I don't know if you agree I'll read some of these comments here. Arvin is saying minimum is EPL. United has the quality. Yes, United has the quality, but I think most of the guys can agree on here that we win on individual brilliance, right?
Yeah. Too much times.
Correct, right? I could give you my bare minimum for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can challenge for the league and get to the UCL semi-final and FA Cup final. So FA Cup final, UCL semi-final, and challenge for the league. So if we're on top in the league, or if we're in second position, we are running down that first team till the end. And the difference between us and that first team is 1 point or a goal difference. That's the bare minimum for me, right?
Let me ask you something.
But to take into consideration what Simeon said, what makes us think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to change his style?
Right.
Right?
Are using your bare minimum there.
Yeah.
If we reach that FA Cup final and play Derby County and lost, I want to hear you. And lose.
Who's the starting 11?
Listen,
Who's the
I
starting
guarantee
11?
you, in the FA Cup finals, Ronaldo started. Ronaldo and any 10 more players started. That we sure about. But I want you to answer me that because I'm using your bare minimum.
Yeah. So you're
If
saying
we reach-
you're saying we get to a FA Cup, we get to the FA Cup final, and we playing Derby County and we lose, then
Yeah.
we will be the laughing stock, and I will shut off my I will shut off my social media. I will come to all United podcast, but I will be the guy in the comments with my keyboard. That's all it will be, right? But on all serious note, right? Chef, you did touch on us losing to Villarreal last season. That really hurt. Us losing to, let's say, Derby in the final of the FA Cup, that would be the final sword for me. It's Derby. You said Derby. Derby are a bunch of sheep, right? Derby is
Yeah.
a team that got slapped up by Man United. Derby came up in 2007, 2008, and went down the same way with about 10 points. We should not be losing to a team like that, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we should not be losing to young
But
boys,
you
right?
realize, but that is my point. Manchester United of today has this new habit of going out when they had to play the bigger teams. We running at them and we giving them a fight. Most times, watch Ole record against big teams. He does beat them, or at least he gets in a draw. Most of the
Yeah.
bigger teams do embarrass us, but against these lower clong teams, we losing. That's not good enough. Come on.
I could get
Before
you guys final thoughts on a couple of things before we wrap up. Davion is saying, I would really like to know what Carrick does. Be telling Ole in his ears.
I agree.
That whole coaching staff need to go.
Yeah, I want to say what my minimum before Rheem, right? Let Rheem give you a whole, his thoughts and his ideas on the whole game. But for me, definitely, the bare minimum for me is a style of play that I could recognize as football. Because to me, as long as he brings that style of play, right, that philosophy and that identity with
The
the
trophies will come.
quality we have, the trophies will come. Yeah,
Correct, yeah.
so to me, that is the minimum. And because I watched the game today and I'm frustrated. I tell Rheem, I message him early, message and I say, Rheem, we're going to lose this game because you're not seeing nothing resembling nothing. You're just seeing men that's running headless over. I feel how it is you want to win a football game like that. Football isn't played like that. Always been out coached every single game. So to me,
Yep.
the minimum is a proper identity. And if he doesn't have a proper identity at the end of the season, then we had to get out and all you had to go.
We got 5 more minutes, guys. Rheem, what is your bare minimum for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to have your blessing for next season, Rheem?
I agree. I had to agree with Nico because I mean it becoming a real chore watching Man United play. I'm telling you, when I finish watch a game, all my back is be hurting, my head hurting.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you remember the last review. You say you lose here. Why it says this club had to be putting the fans through that. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been honest to tell you, I know we don't want to lose. Right, but I would. Earlier, I've been honest. I wouldn't mind losing today if I could come back and say, hey, Ollie, we really play football, but it was a hard luck. But to lose playing rubbish?
Yeah, I would rather lose if Areola, the keeper for West Ham, had to make about 20 saves.
Yeah, and we're talking about quality
Yeah,
saves.
if he turn into Manuel Neuer, yeah.
But
If
he
he
didn't
turn-
do nothing like that.
Exactly.
Nothing.
I mean,
He wants to get pepper today.
I'm telling you.
Alright,
Wait, and Oli talking about the amount of shots. He said we had 20-something shots on goal. 20-something shots. So he said he had 20-something
20-something
shots.
shots. Not no
Yeah.
shots on goal.
But how much saves you could remember Oriola making?
Must be 3 or 4.
And most of them save he dive wide or he dive when the ball was
yeah, but
going, the ball would have go wide.
most of those saves were made when Greenwood come on.
Yeah, when Greenwood
Exactly.
came on,
The only real save he made was
The
that
best
Greenwood
opportunity
shot.
before Mason. The best opportunity before Mason come on was the shot on when Mata tried
At the crossbar.
and he tipped over Mata's shot.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we didn't have any clear cut shots on goal.
But
There was a pass that Mata made to Jadon Sancho over the top, and I was like, okay, Jadon Sancho gonna
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
at least test the keeper. Nope, Rosette.
Yeah.
Right. We got 2 more minutes, guys. We got Aston Villa this weekend. Give me a score prediction since we only have 2 more minutes. Rheem, I can start with you. Score prediction.
Well, it's hard, buddy.
It's hard. It's hard. It's real hard.
I only even get my time to vent, so I still have all that pent up on my
You come 5 minutes before the show over.
Jody say 5-1. Jody is the Juju boss, but Jody didn't walk by. You say 3-1 without win by. Boy, I ain't want to be a down now. Let's start hoping for a bounce back. And a Ronaldo individual moments of brilliance, 3-0. And I'm saying 3-0 because Ronaldo is my captain in fantasy football.
Fantasy
So I think
football.
3-0 win.
Ronaldo's
Yeah.
everybody captain.
Yeah, but you saying 3-0 because Ronaldo's your fantasy is in your fantasy, but United
Nah.
still see goals though.
Yeah, well,
I-
I mean, go ahead, Chef.
5-1, Ronaldo scoring a hat trick. And,
Wow.
and when he scored a hat trick, all you calling me next week and say, yes, boy, chef. Hey,
Boy, chef.
there's a reason why my son named Cristiano, that the man is the Brian Lara. You remember when Lara was on West Indies team? We always believed we was in the game. Once that man on the thing, I always believe we in the game. We beaten Aston Villa bad. For sure.
Confidence by Chef by way.
Now we beat them.
Boy,
We beat them.
but
They're good.
Aston
They're good.
Villa is on a high since beating Everton 3-0.
Aston Villa is dog man, yo. We beaten them.
But so is West Ham. So is West Ham, chef. So is West Ham.
Exactly. A second string
No.
West Ham
You
team
can't
today.
say
No?
West Ham is Manio though.
A
West Ham
second
is one of the
string
most
West Ham team.
improved teams. It's having
A
elite.
second string chef.
West Ham looked good last season because of one person, and he plays for us now.
Was Ronaldo on the field today?
Chef, earlier in the podcast, we discussed that we had a good enough
So,
team to
okay,
beat West
all
Ham.
right.
No.
All right,
Remember we talking about Aston Villa.
Let
Ronaldo.
me not stray off
We keep
topic.
saying that. We keep saying that. You know, also want to dunk. Okay, I mean, so Ronaldo will score like what? 1 goal, 2 goals. It's gonna be 2-2 this weekend.
Nah.
So Simon is saying 2-2 is going to be a 2-2 draw. Nico, what are you saying?
Ronaldo, yeah.
But this is a hard one, but this
It's hard.
that's Kenton. You see on the performance of Van der Beek today, I taking over Fred. I'm not sure, and really that's a meme, you know, during the game, you know, with Fred sweating with Van der Beek performance. I think I'll take him over Fred for now. You know, McTominay still taking over McTominay too, so because Fred and
You're taking him.
McTominay is almost one of the same.
You're taking him over McTominay too?
No, but I'll take it with Fred first. I'm gonna take it with Fred first.
I'm taking that.
Based on today's performance. The performances from before wasn't enough. To replace Fred.
Give me a score. So Donny Van de Beek is in your starting 11.
Yeah.
Give me a score line.
It's hard, but it's
He
real
deserves a start.
treatment.
That's
I
hard.
can't even see how we're gonna break down West Ham. I try to think in my mind, all right, I seeing that you know
Villa,
how we will
Villa.
play.
It's in West Ham. Villa.
But 1-0 Manchester United.
No
He
way.
saying Donny have to do knee surgery and reach 6'3" for all you to like him, boy. And he had to score a knee slide, boy. So there's my take, right? There's my final take before we end the stream. If wrong black guy. If we are having Matic and Donny Van de Beek in the midfield, Pogba on the left, Mason Greenwood on the right, Bruno in the middle, and Ronaldo up top, I don't see why we can't win maybe 2-0 to Aston Villa. I can be safe, but still a little bit excited. 2-0 to Aston Villa. Sorry. No. 2-0 to Man United. Sorry. No. Take that out.
Hey, I know what you're like. What was on with you?
We recorded this. Hey, we clipping that. We
like come again. We like come again. Sorry.
We clipping that.
2-0 to Manchester United. 2-0 to Manchester United. Okay. Anyway, guys, I have really enjoyed this podcast. Really loved it. And to all the viewers out there, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. And you know what? All the guys are confident that we are going to get some sort of positive result. Bar Simeon, who is saying 2-2. But you know what? I think we're going to go and we're going to destroy Aston Villa according to Chef, right?
I hope so.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And this has been All In, All United. Have a great night. Get home safely. Get to your bed safely. Thank you very much.
Have a good night, brothers.